What's up, fragrance connoisseurs? We are back with another video. This is a tag video, and we're going to look at some of the fragrances that I believe every man should have. So I know this started out with He Smells Like Rome. Shout out to He Smells Like Rome. Been following him just for a little while. Met him through the band Cologne, who tagged me on this video. And so Rome picked some fragrances that he said every man should have. The man went overboard and put in 15 fragrances that he says every man should have. So I'm going to give you mine. I'm going to give you about 10, but I'm going to give you some honorable mentions. And I'm going to try and make sure that I don't use any of the fragrances that were used before. Give you a good look. I'm going to tag both the man and He Smells Like Rome. You should check out both the videos, and then I'll figure out who I'm going to tag at the end. So if you want to have fragrances that are a must-have in your collection, again, I will tell you to sample first, and a lot of these I'll tell you that they are ones that you need to get your nose on. However, there are a lot of the choices that I'm going to give that are really mass appealing. Could be, a lot of people would say, maybe blind buy worthy, and some things that you have to have in your collection if you are a man. So I go from that standpoint. If you are a man, that it has to be a manly type scent, so there won't be a whole lot of gourmands or anything like that in this. So please, like I say, I've tagged He Smells Like Rome. I've tagged the man Cologne. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to them. And if this is your first time, or if you have not subscribed to me yet, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to me. So stay tuned after station identification, and we'll go into the 10 fragrances with a few honorable mentions of fragrances that every man should have. All right, stay tuned. All right, fragrance connoisseurs, we are back. I'm Charm City, your host, your friend, and guide during this fragrance journey that we're taking together. I'm going to give you 10 and give you some honorable mentions. Going to give you some really good, in my opinion, choices of what you should have in a collection. 10 is a great number to have in a fragrance collection. I know as a reviewer, as someone on YouTube, I have a lot more than 10, but 10, you can basically get all the styles of fragrances that you really need. And that's a lot of times when we go into our If I Just Can Only Keep 10 video. So we will get started, and I will start with one that I think is one that you should always have. This one is Egypt 8 and Bob. So Egypt 8 and Bob, when I think of men's fragrances, this is one that just instantly comes to mind. Egypt 8 and Bob is the classic barbershop fougere. And it has a classic barbershop fougere type smell. It smells like you just came out the barbershop. You had the aftershave. You had the cooling liquids that they put on your face and things like that after they've shaved you with the straight razor and all. This is what I think about when I think about the barbershop fougere style of fragrance. Must try, must have. If you are a man, this one is the one that you can have to smell like a man. It has some classic fougere barbershop notes: lavender, moss, and lemon off the top, cardamom and nutmeg in the mid, patchouli, sandalwood, leather in the base. Classic man's fragrance, one that I highly recommend. Next, As far as a signature scent, I will give you Maison Francis Kurkdjian Gentle Fluidity Silver. Now, Gentle Fluidity Silver is a perfect fragrance for a signature scent. You can wear it at work, you can wear it going out, you can wear it 4 seasons. Maybe in the coldest of weather, this may not project as much, but this one is a beast. 10 plus hours on skin. You're going to get projection for at least 3 hours. That is going to be more than arm's length. It's going to be about 4 or 5 feet. For the first hour, it's going to be 6 to 8 feet. This one is a nuclear bomb. And the great thing about this one is you get a lot of compliments with it. Women really love this fresh, sharp, clean nature. So this is going to give you a gin type feel to it. It has kind of a gin that comes from juniper berries, and then it also has this metallic type vibe that comes from, I believe, the coriander. But the juniper berries, the coriander could create this really clean, fresh, metallic, like chilled gin. And this one is one that every man should get. It's one that you can wear any time of the day. You're gonna get compliments from it. The notes that are really part of what this all comes together to become a great fragrance are the juniper berries, nutmeg, bergamot, and pineapple in the opening. It's got coriander in the mid, and then in the base, it's got musk, woody notes, cedar, amber, and vanilla. Great fragrance, a must try. Now, to give you some other things that you could try that also work as a signature scent, and that is a 4-season scent. Always, I'm going to talk about Diwan by Arabian Oud. Of course, Diwan is one that I've been known for, one that I talked about a whole lot of times. This one is great and can be in that same kind of vein. Some people have said on Fragrantica that it smells like Gentle Fluidity Silver. It does not. But you can use it at the same types of instances for the same type of situations, and it has the same type of signature scent, 4-season type of variety. Another one that I've recently gotten is Bois Imperial by Essential Parfums. And this one is by Quentin Biche. It's by the same perfumer that did Ganymede. And this is basically a more versatile wearable Ganymede. One that I really like. I've worn it out only twice, but this is really gaining traction for me. I think this is a great one to try as well. All 3 of those, as far as signature scents, are great ones. Next, we'll go to a aromatic amber, and this is Sol Batik by Moresque. Now, this is from their Secret collection, and Sol Batik is a really interesting amber. Sol Batik has a very aromatic feel to it, so it gives you some of that warmth of the amber, but it's aromatic and it's light enough that this can also be sort of a signature scent. The only time that I would think this would not be appropriate would be in the high heat, but this is one that you can wear almost all year round. It's signature scent worthy. It can be dressed up, dressed down. You can wear it to work, you can wear it out. I wear it a lot while I was traveling last year, and it will be worn a lot while I'm traveling for the rest of this year as well. But this one is one that has garnered a lot of compliments. It's a different kind of take on amber, and it's one that people will notice. It's not a beast mode, but it will last 6 to 8 hours, gives you moderate projection, and this is one that is very mass appealing. So it's an aromatic amber, like I said, that's scent worthy, and the notes that you're gonna get in this one, off the top, cardamom and bergamot, and those cardamom is just a note that for whatever reason resonates with me. But then in the mid, you're going to get incense. So it's a little incense, a little smoky, but not overly. You get geranium, which comes off as a bright and fresh green rose, and then pink pepper, which is in the mid. In the base, you're going to get vanilla, amber, and patchouli. This is well worth you getting your nose on, and the price is right. Usually you can get this, you can find this somewhere under $100. The next one is one that I finally got that's supposed to be limited, and this is Absolu Aventus by Creed. So, great fragrance. I had a sample and it did take a while for me to get it, but what I can say is if you like the best-selling niche, possibly of all time, is Creed Aventus for men, and then the best-selling right now of the designer is Dior Sauvage, and I think that this is the Elixir kind of flanker. If they got together and had a baby, this is what you would get. Now, some people say, no, it doesn't smell like Dior Sauvage Elixir. It does. However, it is not a one-to-one match. It is basically, you're taking that citrus opening of Creed Aventus, and then you are marrying it with the very aromatic part of Sauvage Elixir, and it is a stellar creation. So if you like, as they say on TV, it's seen on TV when they tell you about, if you like two things, if you really like Creed Aventus and you really like Sauvage Dior Sauvage Elixir, then you will love Absolu Aventus. Again, it's not one-to-one, but it takes the best of both, and it really goes forward. It performs really well. It doesn't have the smokiness of the original, like 2012, 2014, 2016 batches of Creed Aventus, but it gives you that pineapple, it gives you, it adds grapefruit, and it puts in bergamot, grapefruit, and pink pepper, blackcurrant, and pineapple off the top. It adds in nutmeg and cloves, which gives you that spiciness that starts to give you that Sauvage vibe. And then ginger, cinnamon, citron, cardamom, and rose. Again, that's gonna give you that Sauvage nature that it's bringing in. And then in the base, it's gonna have patchouli, vetiver, ambroxan, evanil, tonka bean, musk, oak moss, and sandalwood. It is a wonderful fragrance and well worth you getting your nose on. And they said it was limited, but it seems like it's still popping up in different places. And they have the triple H, but try to find the best price for it. For another one, just to give you a much more affordable alternative, I would give you Dylan Blue. Now, Dylan Blue is a great fragrance, has citrus off the top, and it's like aquatic citrus off the top, and then it has some muskiness in the base, and it's a really good blue fragrance, something that I would really recommend to you. So it has good ambroxan, lasts for a good time, a good while, for a good time. It lasts for a good while, and it has a nice musky. It's a classic blue fragrance. Flies under the radar of Bleu de Chanel, but usually you can find this for somewhere around $50. So this is a great alternative if you want to have sort of that blue vibe, but not pay the money of Aventus. Next, we will go with green leather. Now, this is one of my favorite leather fragrances. It has raspberry in it, but this is not a clone of Tuscan leather. A lot of times if you see raspberry in the notes of a leather fragrance, it is just gonna be a clone of Tuscan leather. This one is not. This is very refined. It's not gourmand at all. And it's a smoother leather, almost like a suede. and it's not as sharp or as biting as Tuscan leather. It's a lot more refined, it's blended better, it is basically of a better quality, I would say. Not necessarily from the point of a better quality fragrance, from the point of it's a more refined, less sharp, less harsh type fragrance than Tuscan leather. Tuscan leather has a really kind of rawhide type leather that is really pungent. This one is not. So Daniel Josier is an underrated house. I have a few from Daniel Josier. I keep saying that I'm going to do a Daniel Josier house kind of introduction, and I'm going to do that. But this is a leather fragrance that I think every man should have. And off the top, you're going to get raspberry saffron, which is going to help give you that kind of leather cord from the saffron. And in time, in the mid, you're going to get incense. It's a little smoky. And in night blooming jasmine. In the base, you're going to get suede, leather, amber, and woody notes. Great fragrance, must try. I usually get this in the fragrance outlet, and usually they have a buy one, get the second one at 50% off. A great way to get introduced to the house of Daniel Josier. You can go there and you can even sample it on your skin, because usually they have that. Now, the next I'm gonna bring up is an amber, and this amber I'm gonna bring to you is Tango. So we have Tango by Masque Milano, and this one is one of my favorite ambers now, and it's done by the perfumer Cecile Sorokian, and almost everything she does I like. I can't think of anything that she hasn't created that I have not liked. She's also the creator of Ani X, Remember Me by Javoy. She created this one. She created Royal Tobacco. She is a great perfumer. So the reason why I put this one up instead of Grand Soir, which is an amber that everybody I think should at least get their nose on, is the man Cologne put up Grand Soir. So don't want to put up exactly what he's put up. This is a great amber fragrance. It's a floral, ambery fragrance that really has a little bit of animalic bite to it, but this is one that is great in the air, gets a lot of compliments, and you will smell like a man. It's a little sweet, but nowhere gourmand. This is one of the best ambers you can get your nose on. Plus, it is not that expensive. So you can get a 100 ml, and I think it's under $200. So this is a great fragrance to try. So the notes that are in here, it goes with amber, cumin, that's what gives you some of that sort of animalic to it, benzoin, cardamom, cinnamon, tonka bean, sandalwood, gaiac wood, Turkish rose, melitus, jasmine sabak, and cedar. This is a great Tango is one that you have to get your nose on. It's a great amber. It's not kind of like that buttery sweet amber that you have at Grand Soir, but this is one that is deep, dark, and mysterious, and women love it. Next, I had to put a rose fragrance, and if I put a manly rose fragrance, it is one of quickly becoming one of my favorites, and that is Signature Halfeti Black Rose by Zaharoff. This one is great. I just can't speak enough about it. This has the kind of feeling of a black rose that as this is on your skin, your body chemistry is heating it up, and it goes into the dry down. It's like the rose is opening up and it's blooming, and it's becoming more and more pungent in the aroma that it's giving off. This is a phenomenal fragrance. I think everyone who likes rose, it has to be in your collection. Everyone who doesn't like rose, you have to get your nose on this one. This is really one that's worth it, and this is a rose that is a manly rose and one that you have to experience for yourself. So Halfeti Black Rose, it has black pepper off the top, bergamot, and basil. In the mid, it has Turkish rose, black rose, cedarwood, amber, coumarin, and musk. And then in the base, it also has rose, vetiver, musk, oud, and cypriol. It is a very pungent, nice rose that has a musky base, and it's really, really something that is a must try. You have to try it. Signature Black Rose, you need to get your nose on it. Every man should have this, and they should have a rose fragrance in their collection. Next one we're going to talk about is Layton Exclusif by Parfums de Marly. So this is my best from the house, the one I like the best. Layton Exclusif. I like Layton, but I like Layton Exclusif better. It's basically you take the Layton DNA and you make it richer, you make it darker, you make it more mysterious, you give it more depth, and then you have Layton Exclusif. It is a sexy fragrance, gets a lot of compliments. Often I am asked, what am I wearing and how can they get it? And it's something that Parfums de Marly is just mass appealing. You can get it in your retail stores very easily, and this one is a great one. It takes that Layton DNA and it adds almond to it, it adds civet, rose, and then it adds oud and coffee. Those are some of the main things that it adds to Layton to make it deeper, richer, and darker. This one is a must-have. Now, to give you some kind of alternatives for that kind of style, that spicy, that Middle Eastern type style that works really well, we also have Oud for Greatness, and basically by Initio. Oud for Greatness is just a sexy fragrance. It is an oud fragrance, but it really doesn't focus on oud. Well, it has oud in it, but it's not what you would typically expect of oud. It's got a nice lavender. It's a really great fragrance, and this one you got to get your nose on. This is probably a must-have, even though I put it as an alternative because I could talk about this all the time. Another one that is alternative that I think is a nice dress-up fragrance is Gentleman Reserve Prive, Givenchy. Now, Gentleman Reserve Prive, it adds booziness, it has chestnuts, it to that Dior Homme type powdery freshness, that Dior Homme, that powdery elegance, not powdery freshness, that Dior Homme has. This is another version of that is not a clone, but it does have that kind of powdery iris that everyone is a fan of. This is one that I like even better than Dior Homme Intense, and I like that one a whole lot. But this one, adding with the booze, adding chestnut, this is an exceptional fragrance, and it's one that I would also put. For getting into a boozy fragrance, this is Kutay, Unique Luxury. And this one has been kind of put in with Baranda and from Nasamato. It's one that people say smells like it. It's a boozy oud and tobacco fragrance. It's really nice, it's really pungent. Beast mode. You spray this on clothes, you'll have to wash it twice to get it out. This stays on skin for 16 plus hours. This is no joke. The dry down is exceptional, and you will get compliments. It performs, it gives great projection, great sillage. This one is a nice one. If you don't like boozy fragrances, you will not like this. I didn't want to bring back, because I talk about it all the time, my favorite tobacco honey fragrance is Kurkdjian by Serge Lutens, and I can't just keep putting it into a video. So I want to give you some choices that you can try to make sure that you have a well-rounded, diverse lineup so you can make choices for yourself. I do tell people to sample as much as you can. Last but not least, and this one is Al Qurashi Blend by Abdul Samad Al Qurashi. Now, the easiest place to get it, you can get it off of eBay. It's a little expensive on eBay. Actually, the manufacturer's website that makes Al Qurashi Blend, Abdul Samad Al Qurashi, has it. It's been selling out because I've been talking about it. And it sells out, and then they make some more and it comes back. Look at the website. You can get this right now. It's under $175 plus shipping. And this is Blue Sapphire before Blue Sapphire came out. This was made years before Blue Sapphire. This is what Blue Sapphire was inspired by. In the air, they smell almost identical. This is another beast mode performer, just like Blue Sapphire. It is blended to perfection. It's a quality fragrance, and it will last 14 to 15 to 16 hours on skin. If you like that Blue Sapphire DNA, I know that He Smells Like Rome talked about it, and I'm not saying don't get Blue Sapphire if that's the one you want, but if you want to find the same DNA from the OG, this is who made it first, and it's going to have good projection, good longevity, and it's going to be a fraction of the cost. You're not going to pay $900 retail, or even on the discounters where you're going to pay $500 to $600. This you can get straight from Al Qurashi, and you will get it for under $200, even at any time that they usually sell it now. It's under $200. I recommend that you find this. This is elegance in a bottle. This is where the red carpet is being down. You're gonna have somebody coming before you announcing your presence, and they are gonna believe that you come from money. So if you want to smell like money, you want to smell like you have oil fields in Texas or oil fields in Saudi Arabia, wherever, this is the fragrance to get. It specializes in Taif Rose. This one is a great one. Fragrantica has the notes all wrong, but I can tell you from the actual Al Qurashi, the notes are in the top: bergamot, star anise, musk, and white lily. In the mid, it's cedar, Taif rose, lilac, and woods. In the base, it is agarwood, sandalwood, amber, and pure old oud. This is an exceptional fragrance. This is my third bottle that I bought. This is one that I will always have. This is in my top 10 for life. So there you have it. That is the 10th one. These are 10 fragrances that every man should have. I will tag some people in the description, and hopefully we'll keep this rolling. Thanks again to Smells Like Rome and Demand Cologne. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. God bless.
All right, here we go. Do 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 do.